Absorbently rich Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne Johnson talk about their Maui fund to help the residents. Here they are. Here's a video, guys.
Victims. Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne Johnson revealed this morning they are joining forces. They've created the People's Fund of Maui, and the goal is to give cash directly to the people who need it.
The greatest sense of empowerment is being able to have some control when everything seems so out of control. And we're calling it the People's Fund of Maui because every dollar that you send is going to go into an account that goes directly to the people.
Just knowing everything that took place, knowing the trauma that has taken place, and knowing that it's going to take a long time to rebuild. Probably get a little worse before it gets a little better, but we're here doing what we could do.
And we are happy they are doing.
Glad to see people are trying to help, especially the rich, but let's not forget Biden inflation and the Biden economy. It's not very well, so asking us to open up our checkbooks and take away from our family does not make any lick of sense to me. You guys are super rich. You know people who are super rich. Ask them to open up a checkbook and write them some checks. Instead, you got all these realtors trying to buy up these properties, probably some of them that you know.
Doing it. Every adult resident who was displaced on Maui is eligible for, get this, $1,200 per month during the recovery. Oprah and The Rock are giving $10 million to get the fund started, and they're calling for others to make donations. Winfrey, of course, owns property on Maui. Johnson, who is of Samoan descent.
Well, at least you're giving something like $10 million. Still a good amount of money. So good on you for that, Oprah.
Lived in Hawaii during part of his childhood.
Now, they've been working on this for quite some time, and the whole thing was, how do you get the money to the people immediately?
Yes.
And how do you decide? So they didn't want to set up a fund where somebody takes 10% to manage it, and they wanted to give something to every adult, because first it started with, we'll give something in every household. Well, how many people are in a household?
Right.
So then you have to go and find out how many adults over the age of 18 are in every house. It's been quite...
Well, let's see the first people who should be donating to your fund, Oprah and Rock. Here's an article from Daily Mail. Maui's richest residents, Jeff Bezos and Laura Sanchez, will donate $100 million to help Maui wildfire victims. That's good. After remaining silent in immediate aftermath, despite owning a $78 million property in the area. Maui's richest part-time resident, Jeff Bezos, and his partner, Laura Sanchez, have said they will donate $100 million to help victims of the Maui fires. In a statement issued by Sanchez, she said, "Jeff and I are heartbroken by what's happening in Maui. We are thinking of all the families that have lost so much in a community that has been left devastated. The immediate needs are important, and so will the long-term rebuilding that will have to happen even after much of the tension has subsided. Jeff and I are creating a Maui fund and are dedicating $100 million to help Maui." Whoa, they're making The Rock and Oprah look like a joke. They gave $10 million to the fund. You guys put $100 million? Damn. Jeff and I are creating a Maui fund and are dedicating $100 million to help Maui get back on its feet now and over the years coming as its continuing needs reveal themselves. Bezos has a property on the island alongside stars including Oprah, Larry Ellison, Clint Eastwood, and Steven Tyler. Just a few of the people who you should be calling to open their checkbooks up, not people like us, the poor people. There's Bezos and his wife, or TRT Bezos, because you know he's juicing. You say, look at him, he's looking like a stud. There's their house. There's like some burnt spots from the fire. There's a fire. Ooh, it's a bad. Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez, posted on Instagram that the fires were heartbreaking, breaking her heart prior to the announcement. The Amazon CEO, 59, owns 3 building estates on Le Parse Bay and on the Violent Isles. Maui worth an estimated $78 million, with a net worth of $162 billion. He's the 3rd richest man in the world. Oprah's worth is $2.5 billion, owns nearly 2,000 acres of land on Maui, and has been living there part-time for 15 years. It's unclear if any of her land was damaged. She bought a most recent parcel, 860 acres, in March this year for $6.6 million. Aerosmith Steven Tyler has also had a home on the island, as does Owen Wilson and Clint Eastwood. 860 acres? That's a lot of land they're taking away from the natives. These rich people are going to own all of this place eventually, guys. The fire in Maui is the worst natural disaster to have hit Hawaii since the tsunami that killed 61 people in 1960. If the death toll continues to rise as expected, it will surpass that grim record to become the deadliest. It is also on pace to become the deadliest wildfire in recent U.S. history over the last 100 years. Only the Camp Fire in California claimed more lives than have been counted so far, with 68 victims in total. 1,000 people remain unaccounted for in Maui after Tuesday's catastrophic fire that has so far claimed 55. The death toll is expected to rise as search teams go through homes or what is left of them looking for the victims. When the fire torched Lahaina, a town on the island, cell phone towers were incinerated along with every other structure. It means that the town remains without phone service and there is no internet, water, or power either. Crucial that rescue teams cannot get in the help. We, as local nonprofits, are not able to even access anything west of Maui. West Maui is completely cut off from communication and power. That's very fluid, but there's some sort of what's seen at a hyperlocal level. Laura Henry for Maui Rescue Mission told CNN. Look at this, guys. Here's a list of some of the celebrities that live in Maui. We got Mick Fleetwood's home. We got Owen Wilson. There's Oprah's land, Jeff Bezos, Steven Tyler, Clint Eastwood, Larry Ellison. Wow. It was announced today that residents of West Maui that are able to show proof of residency will have access to Lahaina later today. Measures have been put in place to secure the heavily impacted area of the historic town. These measures include no authorized public access beyond barricade areas and a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. daily in historic town Lahaina will affect in the areas. The curfew is intended to protect residents and property. Michael Havoc Thomas, a military veteran who owns and operates Havoc, a private rescue and training company in Hawaii, gave a harrowing description of the reality of the devastation. The news will not be able to show you the real survivors or the real victims. It's very World War II flamethrowers and Vietnam napalm-like. That is not an exaggeration. Yeah, look at this place. This place is absolutely scorched by the fires. Wow. Ooh, man, look at that one. Barack Obama, who grew up in Honolulu and has a home on the Big Island, also released a statement last night with a link to the local community fundraising effort. It's tough to see some of the images coming out of Hawaii, a place that is so special to so many of us. Michelle and I are thinking of everyone who has lost a loved one or whose life has been turned upside down. If you like help, you can do so here, he said. Jason Momoa, who is from Honolulu, also appealed for help for the island's residents. We are devastated and heartbroken for our friends on Oahu and on Maui who have been impacted by the recent wildfires. Momoa has repeatedly shared links to the fundraising efforts. Betty Midler, who also has a home in Hawaii, tweeted about the ongoing disaster effort, and Pierce Bronson and his wife Keely Shea Bronson, who have a home in Chiahu, have called for support. My sincere and heartfelt prayers for Maui, the Hawaii community, residents, families, and animals affected by these unprecedented wildfires can be posted on Instagram. If you are able, please consider making a donation to the Maui Hawaii Community Foundation to help those in need. Rightfully so, people. If you have the money, help. If you don't, don't. Just like that. And there's plenty of rich people who are there. They can definitely help these people. So don't break your banks trying to send as much as you can. Like I said, Jeff Bezos donated $100 million. Oprah Winfrey donated $10 million. They both set up funds. Hopefully these people will all be taken care of and they're not picked apart by vulture realtors attempting to purchase their property at discount prices. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This is the Buzz Review. See you on the next one.